People's Radio United.
Thing.
You know, the White House is a dump and is filled with rats and roaches. So I think maybe instead of Washington, D.C., Mar-a-Lago should be the new capital of the United States.
This is what happens when you don't have slaves cleaning the place for free, considering you built it.
Rebuilt it.
Rebuilt it. Yeah, we built it and then built the other one. Or built. We built the one in Philadelphia, and then the one in Washington burned down, and then we rebuilt that one. Do I have that correct?
Have you considered that Trump is just a filthy, filthy person because he probably never had to clean up after himself? So he just throws food and garbage everywhere all over the floor and expects someone else to clean it up. And maybe the White House staff isn't as quick at cleaning up as he is at trashing the place. Therefore, vermin come in. That's probably what it is.
Well, he is a very immature person. And young men, even though he's obviously not a young man, but he acts like a very immature young man. A lot of young men don't keep their place neat, so that makes sense.
I guess.
What do you guys see, since we made this our first topic now, what do you guys see the actual point, if anything, to making this announcement now? Now, I mean, the world's airwaves were filled with Trump making this declaration against the advice of basically everyone else in the world, except for Netanyahu and AIPAC. But wasn't there also a little testimony to a congressional committee on the same day by none other than Donald Trump Jr.?
Yep.
And again, reminds me of House of Cards.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're going to declare a war on, what do they call it on the show? I don't care what that was. It was like their ISIS.
Yeah.
And that took away from the fact that kept President Spacey or President Underwood was messing with the voting booths. So that's sad how many very easy comparisons that have been made about Trump are true. It's turning into our country's turning into House of Cards. He's like Hitler. But wait a minute. It kind of is, and he kind of is.
You know, I got a source in the White House, actually in there, that said this whole investigation by Mueller is a big nothing burger, and it'll end by Christmas. It'll be over with, and it's sad, tremendously sad. And I was told to.
Right.
So since he said believe him, I believe him.
Well, that's the thing about Washington politics and Washington politicians and American politics. If they wanted Trump out, he'd already be gone.
Yep.
They have so much dirt on him, whether it be the white collar stuff that you usually get these folks for, or the philandering, which they usually get these folks for, or the big stuff, the war crimes, the genocide. But they're spineless. And at the same time, a lot of these people are in his pocket. So, I mean, there was the whole thing last week about the tax bill, the tax scam. And he was upset that Schumer and Pelosi didn't want to have a meeting with him. And most people don't know, Trump's donated money to Schumer for running for office. So he obviously has some help in Congress, whether they give him help every single time or not. So for people expecting half of the Congress, or close to half, obviously Republicans still have it, it's just not going to happen. Because he has people in his pocket, and these people are spineless to begin with. They don't care about the people that they're supposed to represent, that voted them in. There are no real checks and balances. Look at the first person in Congress who was ousted because of the sexual harassment and sexual assault stuff with the Me Too was a black guy. Now, I don't care if you're black, green, white, yellow, whatever. You should not be sexually harassing or sexually assaulting anybody. But the President of the United States is most likely a rapist and a child rapist. But no, go after the black congressman.
Well, I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I still think it holds. And this is the entire basis of what the problem is with governance in Washington. The Founding Fathers foresaw a president like Trump. What they did not foresee was a Congress unwilling to use its power to remove him. That's the one thing they couldn't plan for. Nobody has a scenario where the House and the Senate refuse to do anything. I mean, there was a motion on the floor of the House this week to start impeachment against Trump. It was defeated by a 2-1 margin. Half the Democratic caucus in the House voted no. So, you know, this is like you're stuck in a free-for-all wrestling match, and the refs let the rules be broken.